आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव।
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
ये जो स्वराज आया है उसे हम मजबूती से अपने पास रखेंगे ताकि कोई दूसरा हमारी तरफ टेढ़ी नजर भी उठाकर देखे तो हम उसका पूरी तरह से मुकाबला कर सकें।
In today's episode, we remember freedom fighter and second Prime Minister of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri, who died on the 11th of January 1966. He was deeply influenced by Swami Vivekanand, Mahatma Gandhi and Annie Besant, and joined the Indian independence movement in the 1920s under the guidance of Mahatma Gandhi. He led the country during the Indo-Pakistan War of 1965 and inspired the Indians with the slogans Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.
Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.
Lal Bahadur Shastri was born near Varanasi in Uttar Pradesh. Dedicated to studies from childhood, Shastri walked many miles to his school in Varanasi without shoes, even when the streets burned in the summer heat. As he grew up, he was drawn towards the Indian independence movement. At the mere age of 11 years, he was greatly impressed by Mahatma Gandhi.
In January 1921, when Lal Bahadur was in the 10th standard and 3 months from writing the final examinations, he attended a public meeting in Banaras hosted by Gandhi and Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. Inspired by the Mahatma's call for students to withdraw from government schools, Shastri withdrew from the school the next day and joined the non-cooperation movement. Later, he joined the Kashi Vidyapith in Varanasi. There, he came under the influence of the greatest intellectuals and nationalists of the country.
Shastri enrolled himself as a life member of the Lok Sevak Mandal founded by Lala Lajpat Rai and began to work for the betterment of the so-called lower castes under Mahatma Gandhi's direction at Muzaffarpur, Bihar. Lal Bahadur Shastri led many defiant campaigns during the civil disobedience movement and spent a total of 7 years in British jails.
When the Congress government was formed in 1946, this little dynamo of a man was called upon to play a constructive role in the governance of the country. He was appointed parliamentary secretary in his home state of Uttar Pradesh and soon rose to the position of Home Minister.
He moved to New Delhi in 1951 and held several portfolios in the Union Cabinet.
After the death of Jawaharlal Nehru, Shastri became Prime Minister of India on the 9th of June 1964.
हमारे सभी मतभेद एक राष्ट्र और एक देश की पृष्ठभूमि में हल होने चाहिए। आइए हम सब इसका प्रयास करें ताकि हमारे अंदर एकता हो। तो हमें ऐसे रास्ते निकालने होंगे जिनसे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा मेल जोल और बातचीत कर समझौते और शांति के साधन खोजे जा सकें। संगठन और अनुशासन से ही राष्ट्र बलवान होते हैं।
Shastri's most serious test as Prime Minister was the 1965 Indo-Pak War, and he handled the Pakistani actions with tact, firmness and a quiet determination, securing the support of political leaders, bureaucracy as well as the armed forces. He addressed the nation after the end of the India-Pakistan War, reiterating that any more aggression from Pakistan will be met with appropriate retaliation.
आज सवेरे 3:30 बजे भारत और पाकिस्तान में लड़ाई बंद हो गई। पाकिस्तान ने हमारे देश में हमलावरों को 5 अगस्त को भेजकर ये लड़ाई शुरू की थी। अब ब्लैकआउट नहीं रहेगा, अंधेरा नहीं रखा जाएगा, लेकिन ये न समझिए कि पूरी शांति हो गई। हमें गंभीरता से विचार करना है कि इस समय क्या स्थिति है और आगे क्या हो सकती है। हम तो चाहते हैं और हमारी सदा ख्वाहिश रही है कि भारत और पाकिस्तान के बीच शांति रहे, लेकिन हम असलियत की ओर से भी आंखें बंद नहीं कर सकते। मैं साफ कह देना चाहता हूं कि अगर पाकिस्तान जम्मू और कश्मीर राज्य पर, जो भारत का अटूट हिस्सा है, या हमारे किसी और इलाके पर फिर से हमला करता है तो हम उसका पूरी ताकत और मजबूती से मुकाबला करेंगे।
Shastri died in Tashkent, Uzbekistan on the 11th of January 1966, one day after signing a peace treaty to end the 1965 Indo-Pakistan War. Lal Bahadur Shastri's success lay in his approach of taking decisions based on consensus after extensive discussions. We salute the great leader.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.